Can you solve this word problem? Brenda works twice as many hours per week as Audrey, and together they work a total of 39 hours in 1 week. How many hours is worked by each person? Well, let's solve this step by step, and the first thing we need to do is define our variables. So we're going to let A represent the number of hours worked by Audrey, and we're going to let B represent the number of hours worked by Brenda. And now we need to use some of the information from the question to help us solve this linear system. So the first piece of information is that Brenda works twice as many hours as Audrey. And that's important because it lets us build this equation. B is equal to 2A, which means that in order for Audrey to work the same number of hours as Brenda, she would need to work twice as many hours. So B, Brenda's hours, equals twice as many hours, or 2 times A. Now my second equation is much easier to figure out. It says that together they work a total of 39 hours, which means all of Audrey's hours plus all of Brenda's hours equal 39. And so I have A plus B equals 39. Now I have two equations and I can actually solve this linear system because I have two equations and two unknowns. And so I want to find which B value and which A value satisfies both of these statements or both of these equations. So what I'm going to do is substitute in equation 1 into equation number 2. And let me show you what this looks like. So here I have A plus 2A equals 39. And you might be saying, well, where did the B go? Well, equation 1 tells me that B is equal to 2A. So for equation 2, instead of writing B, I just write the 2A value from equation 1. And what this lets me do is get rid of all of the B values in the equation. So now you can see I have one variable, A, and one equal sign, which means I can now solve for A. And I can do that by collecting my like terms and simplifying. So A plus 2A equals 3A, and 3A equals 39. If I want to isolate A, I just need to divide both sides by 3, and if I do that, then A equals 13. And so what does A mean again? Well, A is the number of hours worked by Audrey. So now we know Audrey works 13 hours. Well, what about Brenda? Because the question says how many is worked by each person. Well, finding Brenda's hours once you know Audrey's is quite simple. You just plug it into the first equation. And so Brenda works twice as many hours as Audrey, so B equals 2A. Now that we know what A is, we just plug it in. So Brenda's hours worked is 2 times 13, which is just 26 hours. And our therefore statement will look like this. Therefore, Audrey worked 13 hours and Brenda worked 26 hours.